Alright guys, welcome back to What If Cell Went Too Far Back. I'm enjoying this series, I hope you're enjoying it too. And with all that being said, let's get to Resurrection F, but this time it'll be Resurrection K for King Cold. We cut to King Cold. He had spies in the area. He was spying on them all. And he heard that all the Saiyans left. Little did he know that the Saiyans left to go train on Barris's planet. They would leave every once in a while, but Cell was all by himself. It was finally time to destroy him. He landed his spaceship and he flew right towards the castle. As Cell looked and saw King Cold, he said, "Ah, is it the father of Frieza here for revenge? And who's this?" He pointed at Broly. He would say, "That's not important. Broly's the one who would deal with the Saiyans. I'll deal with you," he said, smirking, as suddenly King Cold turned gold. King Cold would look right at Cell, saying, "This is a form you can never reach. This is the form that is peak of my race. I've been training for so long to reach it. Now that I have it, I would defeat you and become king of the universe. It was a mistake to let my son take over. I was scared of Beerus. I was scared of everyone, but now I'm not scared of anyone with this form." Cell would look at him and pretend to shake in his boots. Please forgive me. I'm sorry for killing your son. We could team up." King Cold started to consider this, but then Cell turned gold and punched him as he was distracted. King Cold then looked down as he saw Gold Cell. What is this? That's impossible." Cell would then say, "I'm made up of the DNA of the strongest fighters in the universe. That includes you and your son. Besides, everything you can do, I can do better. I guess you're wondering, why didn't your spies tell you about it?" "I figured you had spies in this empire. That's why I only showed my golden form off to people around me who I could trust. And I only whipped it out when I absolutely had to. I was hiding my forms, biding my time, waiting for the perfect time for you to show up so I could kill you." King Cold and Cell would both begin the battle, but Cell's had the golden form longer. King Cold had a lot of potential, but it was nothing like his son. King Cold then felt himself getting beat up. As he started to panic, he said, "Broly, get involved." Broly would then charge at Cell. As this was going on, we cut to Goku and Vegeta. Goku and Vegeta and Nappa were all training. As they all decided to sit down after a hard time of training, and we showed them what was going on with Cell. Every once in a while, they would check in on him to make sure nothing bad was happening, and they saw King Cold was there. King Cold and Broly. They were interested in this other Saiyan. They was also interested in King Cold's new golden form. It looked like Cell's golden form. They decided they would all go back. As Goku, Nappa, and Vegeta all hitched a ride with Whis, Cell was still fighting Broly and King Cold. King Cold was a pushover, but Broly kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Cell realized he had to take him out right here, right now. But then King Cold grabbed Cell with all of his might as Broly hit Cell, and then King Cold began to laugh. "With Broly on my side, I can't lose. Broly's my ace in the hole." But then suddenly Broly punched him as King Cold yelled at Broly, but it did nothing. Broly was out of control. Broly was attacking everything in sight. As then Cell began to laugh, King Cold would look at him and says, "Why are you laughing? I have achieved the same form you have, and Broly's even more powerful than you. I should be the one laughing." Cell then looks and says, "You can't even control him. Matter of fact, I think the best way for you to die is to watch your own warrior kill you." A bit ironic. Cell then put two fingers on his head. King Cold says, "What are you doing?" "Just a little trick I learned from Yardrat," as he instant transmission away. As he did this, Cell was gone, and the only person there was King Cold, so Broly began to beat him up. King Cold was a bit stronger than Broly, but the more he fought, the stronger Broly got. And Broly began to demolish King Cold. He began to beat him up. King Cold started to beg for his mercy. Please, Broly, I'll give you a planet, a galaxy, anything." But Broly wasn't listening. Broly didn't care. Broly was a mindless beast that only cared about one thing, and that was destruction. As King Cold continued to beg, Broly ripped off one of his arms as he fell to the floor and began to cry in pain. He felt his blood pouring out of his body. Then Broly pushed him down and stepped on his neck, snapping it as he died. As this was going on, we cut to Cell. Cell teleported straight to Majin Buu. "Hey, you've been doing good. Majin Buu has become fit, and he's trained with Cell quite a bit, so he's pretty powerful." Cell would say, "You were the only one who could keep up with my golden form for quite a while. I have an idea. Do you want to fight someone fun?" Buu would look at Cell and say, "Yeah." as Cell would teleport Majin Buu away to Broly, as Majin Buu would then begin to fight Broly and hold him off. Majin Buu had great potential, and Majin Buu trained for quite a bit, so he was very strong. However, he still wasn't strong enough to defeat Broly, but with his regeneration ability and other abilities, he was definitely able to hold him off. Eventually, though, Nappa, Vegeta, and Goku would all show up. As Cell would say, hold him off, I have an idea. Goku would say, what's your idea? Let's just say it's fun to change things up a bit. As then Cell instant transmissioned away. Broly would look at them all and continued to yell as he charged at all of them. He didn't have his shock collar either. It seems like King Cole removed it. It didn't matter. As Broly fought them all, Goku turned to blue, so did Vegeta, so did Nappa. All of them were blue, and Majin Buu was thin. They all continued to battle him. From every side, from every angle, they pushed Broly back. But each time they pushed him, each time they hit him, his strength only grew stronger and stronger and stronger. Eventually, he punched Nappa straight into the floor. As Nappa got up, his arm was broken. Vegeta and Goku then charged a Gallic gun and a Kamehameha right into his face, but it did nothing. Both of them were starting to get wore out. The more they fought, the more tired they got. As all this was going on, we cut to Cell. As he walks up to Captain Ginyu, I have a job for you. Ginyu looked at him and posed and says, what is that? Cell was embarrassed by the Ginyu Force. Even though he heard Captain Ginyu had the ability to change bodies, that was just a rumor. He didn't know if it was true. And, well, with all that going on, he sent them on mission after mission far away from his empire. He was embarrassed by their poses. He was embarrassed by the way they got things done. And he didn't see them as true warriors. However, now was the time to try things out. Cell would look at Captain Ginyu and say, is the rumor about you changing bodies true? Captain Ginyu would look at him and look around and say, yes, it is. I need you to take someone's body, someone so strong it could destroy our entire empire. Captain Ginyu would then get excited, as he says, sounds like a plan. As then Cell instant transmission Captain Ginyu to Broly. Broly would look around. As Captain Ginyu saw this, he saw the carnage. He saw Goku, Vegeta, Nappa, and Majin Buu all worn out and beaten up. Majin Buu wasn't so bad since he can regenerate, but he still looked tired. Cell then charged and grabbed Broly. As Broly was about to throw him off, he said, now! As Captain Ginyu would yell, change now! As Captain Ginyu took his body, he felt the power. He felt the strength. He felt so great. And he could betray Cell. He thought about it, but then he realized something. Cell gave him this opportunity. Cell gave him his body. And ruling the universe would be kind of boring. So, he decided to stay with it. He decided to stay loyal to Cell, at least for now. As then he blew up his old body with Broly in it, he then laughed and did an amazing pose. As they all said, what the hell happened? Cell then explained that Captain Ginyu had the power to change bodies. Captain Ginyu would then run up and hug Cell. As Cell was shocked, he didn't really like the hug too much, but he's like, thank you, thank you, thank you. This body is so powerful and so great. Oh, I am proud to be a part of the Ginyu Force. And you shall know the Ginyu Force shall serve your empire very well. Cell then sighed and was like, yeah, I guess it will. As Cell and everyone else laughed, they did it. They defeated Broly and King Cold. Everything seemed like it was back to normal. As all that was going on, we cut to Champa. Champa has been at Universe 7 trying to steal Super Dragon Balls. As Whis was trying with Beerus, Beerus would look at him and say, what are you doing, brother? Champa then looked nervous and say, nothing. Wait a second. You're trying to get a wish, aren't you? You can't do that. Champa and then Beerus would begin to argue. As Whis would, that's enough. You guys are gods of destruction. You shouldn't argue like that, Whis would say. Beerus and Champa would then look at each other. As they would sigh, Beerus would say, I got an idea. How about we have a tournament instead? Champa would then smirk and say, you're on, big guy. And that's going to leave things off. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the series so far down below. And before we go away, I want to ask you a question. Who wins? Dragon Ball Z Broly or Kid Buu? I've seen arguments for both sides, and I want to see what you guys think. Personally, I think Kid Buu, because Kid Buu has to be stronger. Come on, man. Goku was able to defeat, Broly when they all put energy into his fist. He needed, an entire Spirit Bomb and a turn Super Saiyan to push that shit into Kid Buu. That's why I think Kid Buu would win. Also, Kid Buu has regeneration and Broly doesn't. That really helps him out. And he can easily breathe in space, but Broly needs energy to make a ball around himself. Also, how does that work? Wouldn't he run out of oxygen eventually if he just has like a ball around himself? It's not like a limited supply. I really don't know how that thing works. They never really explain it in the movies. Peace out. Love you all.